Welcome, welcome. This is game 2 of the ESEA finals. This is xSixMaker against coLCruncher. I'm sorry, this is not game 2. This is set 2. The first set, of course, was between xSix's Shadow and coLC's Rise. Shadow taking that 2-0, and now we're going to see Maker, one of the stronger Terrans, on xSix versus coLCruncher, one of the stronger Protosses on complexity. So a little bit of PvT action here on GSL Crevasse. This is Gwyn, and with me here is Laser. How you doing today, Laser?
Pretty good. I'm pretty good, man. I'm actually excited. I like TVP. It's probably one of my favorite matchups to watch.
Definitely agree. And it looks like we are going to see a scout. Probably not going to go cross map first. Going to get to Maker's base second. Maker throwing down that supply depot between his command center and the gas. And I always talk about this when we talk about Protoss versus Terran. But I really feel like the decision to wall off or not wall off is a really interesting one from Terran's. Maker, of course, on this map opting not to do the wall off. Going to go ahead and throw down a barracks. That wall off makes you susceptible to a lot of void ray play at the front. That 3-gate void ray all in that has been so popular, but not walling off makes you a little bit more susceptible to DT play. So an interesting choice out of Maker.
I actually, when I play, again, I don't play Terran as a main, but whenever I play T, I never wall off unless it's Zerg. I feel like walling off puts you, especially against Protoss, even puts you in like a funnel if you have to fight near your wall off, and then if there's sentries on top with force fields, it's like you're just helping out. You're really just making it easier for your opponent to wall you in with some force field. So I opt not to wall unless it's against Zerg, and I don't know. In my book, I feel like every Zerg on the planet's gonna 6-pool me, so I always wall off.
And they probably are. Of course, as a Zerg player, I like the 8-pool in the versus Protoss matchup, but of course against Terran, just go like 3 hatch before gas, not a problem.
Yeah, no biggie. Just take every mineral patch.
Just take all the expansions on the map, and then get some gas. It's always a good thing. And look at this probe hiding here in the corner. Doesn't want to get caught by that Marine. It's like, no, I'm too pretty to die. Don't kill me.
I'm allergic to bullets. He's just hanging out. I wonder what he's going to do with them. I mean, he could. I don't even. Depending on the timing, maybe he could use them to scout again, but he's not really going to get far until he gets shot. So
I certainly think this is going to be, for another scout. We are seeing a 1-Rax expand out of Maker with no gas. This is a little bit of a risky play, especially if Cruncher follows this up with, say, like a 3-gate expand. 3-gate can put a lot of pressure on your opponent, and secure yourself an expansion. And without gas, you don't have stim, you don't have combat shields, you don't have concussive shells or marauders soon enough to deal with this kind of aggression out of the Protoss. So I would not be surprised to see that probe move up pretty shortly and start at that scout. We see 3 more barracks on the way, and finally a gas for Maker as well.
Depends when he moves them, though. I mean, if he keeps waiting and he moves them and all he's going to see is like 3 racks and the command center is already floated over and he doesn't see the expand, he could be thinking, what the hell? Like, what? I don't know. He's got to move them eventually. And
it looks like Cruncher, though, opting for the 4-gate. He has thrown down 3 more gateways, Warp Gate being chrono boosted here, and that probe definitely going to be used for a proxy pylon then, and Maker throwing down a tech lob now, but will not have stim in time for this. If we look at the production tab, Warp Gate is almost finished.
I was on Maker's camera and you can see the probe. I wonder if he spotted it. I wonder if he saw it. It literally, if you switch to Maker's camera, he has like that probe. It's literally the size of the shadow that he had of area that couldn't be seen. And the pylon fits, so this could be dangerous. And if you notice, Maker always makes bunkers when he goes to move his command center, so there it is. But that's not going to help when all the shit's already on the high ground.
It certainly is not. And we see some stalkers poaching up toward another proxy pylon going down, the command center floating down, and a warp-in of zealots in the main. This could be really bad for Maker here. We'll have to see what happens. And, those...
Oh, no.
Yeah, those zealots cleaning up, concussive shell not done, but I think Maker might just have enough to hold it.
I actually think that Cruncher messed up because there were only 2 SCVs, I think, and he just let his zealots do all the damage to those, and then his stalkers, I don't know if they were shooting the bunker or what, but they were like kind of hanging out over here on the low ground before they came up to the ramp to start shooting Marines. So I don't really know what that was about, but I thought surely that Cruncher was gonna have this like two-sided attack, like take all the fire with his stalkers and then just bring the zealots zealots, whatever, zealots from the back and do a whole bunch of damage there. But
not what we saw though, and Cruncher now in a little bit of trouble. You know, he let his money get really high during that attack, and is adding another gate. So we're going to see a 5-gate all in, I guess, here. You know, out of Cruncher, and you know, with this bunker down, you know, combat shield on the way, concussive shell already done. I think Maker's going to be just fine against this. He already has his expansion up, he's muling at it, and I really feel like Cruncher, you know, didn't macro very well during that attack, didn't plan it out quite as well as he should have, and basically lost because of that.
Yeah, you know what? This is really all in, and I feel like Cruncher gets maybe one more warp in, and he's going to have to do something. Otherwise, it's completely over for him based on the economic side of the game. And just like I always say, I know people get mad that Maker, I always say he's so good, he does everything to the T. He knows he just got 4-gated. Oh, here's the engagement. Oh, those are good force fields, though. Oh, those are good force fields. He still put up a missile turret. He knows there's no observer. He knows there's no air. Oh, a lot of bunkers, though. Those force fields not so great.
Well, those aren't keeping the bunker from being repaired, and I think that force field is actually pretty good. You know, Cruncher's doing a lot of damage here with these zealots, but some of those force fields now protecting those Marines from the zealots. And I think Maker should hold here as reinforcements come down the ramp. Yes, it looks like he is going to hold. You know, I would actually categorize this this as a flaw in Maker's play, throwing down that missile turret. If you know your opponent did it, you can pin your opponent on a certain build and then basically say, well, I don't need this because I know he can't have this. And
for Maker, it doesn't matter though. He'll do it so that he has like that set in stone thing. For him, it's like burnt in his brain. So maybe it's like a waste of money at this point, but he does it so that he doesn't get away from it. You know what I mean? So like in the next game, he's not like, oh well, I don't need a missile turret now. He's like, no, I might. So let me remember that I have to make it. And those force fields, I don't know. I feel like they were bad because that bunker was going to go down regardless, and then he lost all his zealots because they couldn't get anywhere. But
look at this, Maker just poking and prodding in and out, getting stim, continuing to macro like a beast. He has 2 bunkers now, a third about to complete, and I don't really think there's any way that Cruncher is going to be able to break in. You know, he's still got his 5 gates, he's chronoing his gates, and this is just so all in out of him at this point.
I think he's got too many sentries, to be honest.
And here we go, the push in. Looks like some of these bunkers are going to fall, some force fields separating, keeping those SCVs from getting to repair those bunkers. But yeah, I mean, sentries are really not that good against Marines and Marauders, and the GG out of Cruncher. A short game by Cruncher, and you know, definitely an aggressive game, but was not able to break that 1 rack span. A little bit of miscontrol there with the initial push, lost that for him.
Interesting.
But we will be jumping right into game 2 of you know, Cruncher versus Maker. Cruncher from Complexity, Maker from xSix. This is Gwyn, and with me is Laser, and we will be right back.